Yeah, it is an emerging field. So it hasn't existed for very long. We're looking 15, 20 years, if that. And really, in the last 10 years, since there has been significant changes in medical technology, such as fMRIs, which is a functional MRI, which means
Hmm.
we now have images of how the brain functions while it's actually functioning. So now we can tell when we think certain thoughts or when we participate in certain experiences, we are now able to map which areas of the brain are activated and why, and what does that mean, and what's going on. So obviously, science and theology, you either come from the school of thought, I think that never the two shall meet. They are mortal
Uh-huh.
enemies. You keep science as far away from theology as possible, which happens to be the ideology that I grew up in.
Mm.
We Science was the enemy. The that's a very long story that is not for this podcast. And then the other one that I've noticed, theology and science are in conversation, but they're still very siloed. So, for
Hmm.
example, at the AAR, the academic conference coming up, when I attend the cognitive science and theology unit, what's really interesting is they are putting theology and science next to each other, meaning they're talking about what's happening in the brain, but what they're not doing is they're not talking about how spiritual and religious experiences shape the brain.
Mm.
So that is the key difference between neurotheology and neurospirituality. It's not putting two different fields in conversation with each other. It's
Hmm.
actually fusing them together and